Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm talking about why you actually don't need to have a full understanding of Facebook ads, funnels, digital marketing in order to run a profitable social media marketing agency or business, right? And this sounds totally, it's incredibly against what you'll typically hear, right? But I want to share with you just some basic ideas that I've implemented that have allowed me to scale much quicker in any business that I've ever run, including my agency, that you can apply to your agency that will help you scale faster. And for those of you who are thinking, well, I've wanted to start an agency, but I don't quite understand Facebook ads. I know the value of it. I know that people can make money by running ads or Google ads or YouTube ads or building any sort of social media funnel. And I know they could do that, but I don't quite understand the technicalities of it. I know you can run ads, build a funnel, do lead generation for a business or something like that. I don't really know how to do it myself. I see the value. This is the perfect video for you, okay? Because I'll be honest with you, my understanding of Facebook ads is pretty good. It's far above the norm, right? And I could run my own campaigns if I had to, but my contractors make me look like an idiot, okay? And that's why my agency scales so quick, is because not only are they taking on the work for me, but they're also keeping me from having to learn an entire new skill set. And it sounds first of all probably lazy to some people. It sounds like I'm, taking a shortcut of some kind that isn't going to work out long term, but actually it works better. And let me talk about this a little bit. And before I get into the video, I want to invite you to a full hour-and-a-half long training where I talk about this stuff, how to build an actual business, not become a freelancer, not become a contractor, but build an actual business with a replicatable, duplicatable way of getting people in the door, selling them and getting them results, and not having to be there every step of the way. And that's what a business is, okay? So check out that free training, sign up for it. It's free, it's on demand, and it's going to be incredibly valuable for you. Check that out. I'll go much more in depth because I can't really do that on this video. So let me talk about this. Contractors, right now I'm actually in the market for a new contractor for my business, okay, for my agency. And I've been sharing quite a bit of posts on various Upwork.com, onlinejobs.ph.com, or .ph.com, onlinejobs.ph. I've actually even contacted some old coaching students of mine. I'm looking left and right for new contractors, and it got me thinking about, like, what do I look for in a contractor? And it also got me thinking about that big jump that I made from doing it myself to actually having a contractor in place, okay? And so you might be thinking, okay, so I don't need to know that much about Facebook ads because Trey's saying I can just use contractors. So how do I get a contractor? How do I train them? How do I get them to communicate with the client? This is all super simple stuff, man. Let me first talk about how all businesses, all you're really doing at the end of the day is connecting an individual, a person with a problem, to the solution to that problem, okay? Every single business does this. And recently I was writing some ad copy for my agency. I actually run ads to get clients in. And in the ad copy I talked about building systems and such. And I used the example of Jeff Bezos not hand delivering all of his packages, right? He doesn't hand deliver all his packages. Every time you buy a product from Amazon, he probably gets 10% from that, maybe 5-6% from that, something small. But he doesn't deliver the product himself, right? Obviously, he has a business. He has systems, processes, people, software, algorithms that handle all of it for him, okay? And that's what a business is supposed to be. And on a small level, we can duplicate that and we can implement that same thought process into our agencies, okay? And frankly, a lot of people might be thinking as well, don't you cut into profit margins by hiring contractors? Well, no. Not if you hire the right ones and you train them properly. So if you hire any old contractor, a lot of them are going to ask you for $1,000, maybe $1,500 a month or $2,000 a month. And where I'm at, I could probably afford that and I can get a really good person on board. But right now, I pay my contractor no more than $1,000 a month. I pay him right now because I'm in between contractors. I've paid $500 a month for one before, $750 for one before, and I don't think I've ever really gone higher than that. I think $900 a month was the highest I went. And you can also pay them by each client that you take in, that you give them 20% of each retainer or something, which is a lot of money, but you could do that as well. You can work out deals with them, right? So I really want you to expand your mind and not think so linearly. Not everything is so linear. It's not, I get a client, I serve them, I try and Get creative, you guys. Think outside the box a little bit, okay? When you're running a business, your only goal is to solve the problem of the person that pays you. They don't inherently so much care how you solve the problem. Now, that might sound not true. It might sound like, of course they care. They need to know well, not really. Because like when you buy a product from Amazon, for example, like I don't care the name of the UPS delivery guy that delivered it, right? I don't care, the gas mileage on the truck. I don't care, which warehouse it came from. I don't care which number on the factory line my product was in the numbers of, I don't care the details. I just paid you $20 and I want the thing. And that stays true into the hundreds of thousands of dollar valuated transactions, not just the $20, $30 ones, right? Like, company buyouts, right? They don't interview each and every single individual employee in order to make sure that the business is in a good place. They see the market cap of the company, they see where it's headed trajectory-wise, or maybe they want to enter that market, so they buy the business, okay? And so I want you to understand that simple idea that you're connecting. You are not you're a facilitator. You're not a freelancer, right? You're connecting the solution to the problem, okay? And so I'll tell you about my agency right now. When a client comes to me, right? And right now I'm running paid advertisements, and I teach this in my course. I'm adding modules now about paid advertisements to get people in. I pay about $300 per meeting, and I close about 1 out of 3 of my meetings. So I pay about $900 to maybe sometimes about $1,200 for a new client. And that's a massive green because I charge quite a bit more. I charge $1,500 all the way up to, $5,000 a month for my services, and sometimes even more if it's a one-off training or whatever else I offer. And so I could be massively in the green. And when they come in, the first thing I do on these onboarding calls is I include my contractor on the call, and I say, hey, client, this is my team member, insert name of team member. I'd like you to meet them. I'd like you to, get to know them. They're going to be a part of this process together. I get him, the client, and me all on a Slack channel, and we talk, and the contractor does the work. I'm in charge of big picture and overall operations. Contractor is in charge of actually doing the thing, doing the whatevers, the funnel, the ads, the whatever it is, okay? I need to know strategy. I need to know why the strategy works, and I need to know how to communicate these things to the client. But I do not need to know what buttons to click on the Facebook ad end of things. I don't need to know the difference between an ad set and an ad. I don't need to know the difference between, campaign budget optimization versus ad set budget optimization. I don't need to. The only true metric that I need to keep my eyes on as the owner of a business that is designed to make other businesses more money is the return on investment that other businesses get when they pay me that money. That's the only metric that matters. And so if you can build a system, particularly contractors, in place where, say, a business pays you $1,500, you pay a contractor $500 of that, and they come in, they do the work for the business, you represent them as a team member, okay, and you're making them ROI, their $1,500 turns into $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, who knows how much you make them, maybe even more, hopefully way more than that, right? If you can keep your eye on the ROI, then you're set, okay? And so that's really what I want to share in this video, is like the idea of you knowing Facebook ads not mattering that much. Because one of the main excuses I have, and like I'll be very transparent. I mean, I sell a course, and the course generates me a lot of revenue. Same with coaching. Coaching generates me a lot of revenue, and I love doing these things, and I love getting people great results when they learn from me. Okay, and one of the main objections that I hear over and over and over again is I don't know Facebook ads. I don't know funnels. I don't know, and I gotta tell you, you don't need to know these things. Now, I will say it helps a lot to understand. Okay. And it will help you grow because you'll have a better understanding of what you're doing, right? What you're selling, how it works. But another thing that you can think about too, and this is something I've taught a lot of people, is hire a contractor now, look at their results, make sure they've actually gotten some ROI for other people before, return on investment for other people before. And if they have, then bring them in, have them do the work, and have them show you what they're doing as they're doing it. So you can literally get paid to learn as opposed to, having to try and learn on your own. So a lot of people say, well, I haven't had the chance to run Facebook ads because I've never gotten a client. So there's like this catch-22 because I need to know how to run Facebook ads before I can get a client. But I also need a client in order to run Facebook ads. So what do I, that's contractors, man. Have them do the work, have them record their screen while they're doing it, maybe send you videos of what they're doing, how they're doing it, have them record a little mini course for you. Say, hey man, like I want to know how to do this just so I can communicate it to clients. You know, I'm going to keep you on board. I want you to be doing the work, but I need to kind of understand the makeup of your thought process here so I can communicate it to my client, because that's my job, is I'm the facilitator, right? So let me see sort of what's going on here, and they'll show you. They'll be happy to show you. They probably won't even ask any more money because they need your loyalty because you're one of their, you know, streams of income, right? So I hope that makes sense. And that sort of removes one of the main barriers, which is the knowledge barrier, right? And a lot of social media marketing agency educators, a lot of educators who teach you any business model, they focus primarily on the technical. I focus more than anything on the relationship and the mindset, okay? That's more than anything what I focus on. Relationships with clients, the people who come in through your business, how you treat them, the way in which you view the relationship, the foundation upon which you build it off of, because that will generate you more revenue than anything. And then the mindset that you have, that you approach the world with. And in my course right now, I have, I think, like 5 hours of mindset training, helping you kind of reprogram yourself. The same stuff that took me from a broke 17-year-old kid, or maybe 16, I guess at the time I was broke, with like $150 in his bank account on a good month, to now running and operating a multiple six-figure business from the same room that I was broke in 2-3 years ago, right? And that's the same stuff that I try and teach people, right? So I want you to understand these sorts of things. You don't need the technical. You don't need to know all the little minute details. And also, start being a bit more aware of the excuses that you might be making, because you make a lot of them. And I've been listening to my audience, and not so much that like I'm upset, but I almost feel for you, because I was so stuck in a loop for so long, because all I could do was start to move a little bit and stop. Because like, wait, what if this thing goes wrong? Oh, I gotta pull back. But I had a long coaching call recently with a student of mine, and I was telling this person, because he's kind of just afraid of, you know, not really understanding everything, and I was telling him the same thing: hire a contractor, have him show you how to do it, just focus on ROI for now, it's okay, you know. And he's scared that the client won't be that happy, that they'll be a little bit concerned about various things. And I told him, look, even if they are, it's not that big a deal. Like, even if the contractor like gets red-faced angry at you and like writes a horrible review and all these terrible things happen, like that's still not that big a deal, right? And so I really want you to understand how little is on the line here as well, right? And like for me personally, I've spent upwards of $20,000 on my personal education on the topic of internet marketing, online marketing, social media marketing agency stuff, you know, building funnels, webinar funnels, course creation, all that, right? And if I was scared of like, oh, well, I don't think I'll understand the technical, I feel like there's some stuff here that I won't understand, then I would have never done that. I would have never paid the money, I would have never taken the leap. But every dollar that I've spent has come back like tenfold every single time, okay? So I want you to understand that, and I want you to realize how little the technical actually matters, okay? And if you're focused on the technical, if you're focused more than anything on feeling like you need to know everything before you start, then you're never gonna start, it's never gonna happen, and you're never gonna make any money ever. And a friend of mine recently went to a mastermind event where everybody there was making like 10, 20 times more than him, okay? But he knew more. Oh, sorry, I got a lawnmower outside my bedroom window here. Yeah, we're good, whatever. He knew more on a technical level than anybody else in the room. And they were all like, why? Who is this guy? And how is he making like $4,000 or $5,000 a month when we're all over here making like 60, 70, and he's kind of like tweaking our funnels for us? Like, what's going on? How does this work? And it all kind of came down to him, my friend, being a little too concerned about the technical, and being a little too concerned about the little minute details, and being a little too concerned that he might not have it all figured out just yet. He should probably wait until he has it all figured out before he starts. That's such a naive, small-minded headspace to have, and I hate to make you feel bad or call you out or maybe make you feel like you're doing something wrong, because there's nothing wrong. Everybody's journey is different, right? But I want you to recognize when that mindset is there and get past it, because it's not going to help you. It's going to keep you stagnant, and I can speak to it myself. It's where I was for the longest time. You don't need to understand the technical. There's nothing special. There's nothing behind this curtain here, this Trey Cockrum curtain. If you pull it all back, it's all really simple. There's nothing special here, okay? And nobody will ever tell you that. All the other, online like guru types, whatever, I hate even using the word or comparing myself to them, but they're all just doing the same thing. And that's just solving problems for people and scaling systems once they've figured out a specific problem that they feel like they could solve for people more. And then they just do that, and then they, have a proven attraction, proven conversion process, and they merge those two. They pay to get people in, they convert them into customers. That's all it is. It's really simple, okay? So anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. Again, I encourage you to check out the free training. A lot more in depth than a YouTube video. There's only so much I can really share on a YouTube video. It's kind of hard. The format's a little weird. It's just a camera in my face. I mean, the presentation that I prepared for that training is I think it's over 300 slides, so there's a lot there. And it's, I think, just over an hour and a half long, I think. I'm not really sure the exact length, so hope you enjoy that. But, yeah, thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.